The traditional systems of education and employment are failing, and the world is waking up to this fact. People are disillusioned with the way things are, the way they're designed, and many of them are becoming harder and harder to fool, coerce, and control. This lie has persisted for generations, but the cracks are beginning to emerge, and the foundation the lie has been predicated on, the centralized control of information and singular influence over the minds of nations, is crumbling. I truly believe that we currently live in a world where opportunity, optionality, and prosperity has never been more accessible to anyone, anywhere, thanks to the internet, modern advancements of technology, and the widespread access of these tools. We are more interconnected than we've ever been. Education has never been more open or accessible, and borders are digitally non-existent, making the world feel larger than it's ever been. Creativity has never been more augmented or inspired. Productivity has never been more streamlined, and all of this is thanks to the modern tools and technologies, the internet, and subsequent advancements that result from it that we all interface with on a daily basis. Not only are we in the age of information, I fully believe that we are in the midst of the age of imagination, where anything that can be thought of and conceptualized can be brought to life in the real world in a way that it never has been able to before. And in the near future, what's currently only possible for teams of people with millions of dollars will soon be possible for a teenager with an internet connection in their basement. This is the age of imagination, where that which is conceptualized can be given form and shared with the world, where any idea can be communicated, gifted, or productized. This is the neo-renaissance, where we're seeing a world of exponential advancement, rapid progress, and explosive innovation in all realms of productive and creative pursuit. From mathematics, engineering, and science to art, philosophy, and spirituality, unfolding in front of our very eyes. And I believe that this is the dawn of the purpose-driven economy, where educators, content creators, and value producers can share and monetize their knowledge, their expertise, and their skill sets in a way that they've never been able to before. And when you couple this with a widespread distrust of the powers that be and traditional systems that promised you success but clearly can't deliver it, you get this potent combination that gives rise to an environment that, if you are willing to take advantage of it, can give you a better future and a better life than you ever could have possibly imagined would be available to you. This video is going to teach you how to thrive in the new golden age. But before we can talk about what you need to do, we need to talk about who you need to be, the type of person who naturally thrives in an age of creative and productive acceleration and advancement. I believe that there are three archetypes, three aspects of being that, when cultivated and embodied, will lead you to success no matter what field you choose to pursue or what area of expertise you choose to develop. First is the philosopher's mind, the inquisitor, the questioner, the ever-curious. Developing the philosopher's mind means cultivating a thirst for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's a dedication to lifelong learning and the continuous pursuit of integrating valuable insights, ideas, and information. Next is the inventor's hands, the builder, the tinkerer, the ever-shaping. Developing the inventor's hands means to literally develop the hands, to develop skillfulness in the fingers and the thumbs, to interface with the world, and to take that which you conceptualize creatively and productively and to give it shape, to give it form in the real world. Because when you think about it, no matter what skill set you are pursuing, it's done through the hands of the builder, the hands of the creator, the hands of the inventor. And so it is literally learning to utilize the hands in a way that allows you to manipulate and shape reality by giving rise to new art, to new products, to new services that provide value to others in the world, and in turn provide value to you through the wealth and prosperity that they create for you. It's reaching in to the infinite potential of the formless and learning how to mold it into something tangible within the world of the physical, within the world of form. And finally, the artist's soul, the feeler, the channeler, the ever-present. To live in tune with the artist's soul is to connect with the divine source of all inspiration, of all creativity, flowing in one zone of genius. For example, I love making these videos. I love writing. I love sitting down and communicating a message that I feel the world needs. That is my personal zone of genius. And when I'm engaging in that, I'm engaging with the artist's soul because I'm nurturing my soul. I'm doing work that fulfills me, gives me a sense of purpose and joy. And when you're able to do this, when you're able to tap into that part of yourself, you can bring nuanced, fresh, resonant imagery, ideas, concepts, insights, and value into the world in a way that only you are able to bring it into the world, and in a way that somebody somewhere needs from you. That's what it means to have gifts, and that's what it means to share those gifts. It's to access the vast inner well of your own being and to pull those waters up so that you might quench the thirst of those who are seeking refreshment. And so if you actively strive to channel these states of being, you'll align yourself with the way the future is trending. And you'll become an individual who will be able to thrive within a landscape that prioritizes productive and creative capability and rewards those who are willing to find value within themselves, take that value and deliver it to people within the world. Being linearly focused, highly specialized is no longer enough to achieve. You must become a multidimensional, multifaceted, polymathic person. And so now that you know who thrives in the new golden age, it's time to choose the way in which you will prosper. As far as I can tell, there are two primary pathways within this new golden age that will give you the highest upside as it relates to compounding your time, energy, and attention. And so I encourage you to choose and walk one of these two pathways. Now you may be thinking that that's restrictive. There has to be more than two, and there is. I'm talking in a much broader, general sense, and you'll see in a moment that these two pathways are very broad and very expansive. And so there's plenty of room to facilitate whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you feel called to do within the parameters of these two paths. The first path is digital entrepreneurship. Now, entrepreneurship is my preferred path. It's self-directed, self-sustained, and predicated on defining your own role. It's not seeking out a job or a career. It's learning the skills that allow you to create your own. In the landscape we live in today, no matter what you do, if you are entrepreneurial in nature and you are inclined to walking your own path, a personal brand and an online business is the absolute best thing you can possibly do for your long-term success. It's one of the best possible investments, in my opinion, that you can make in the modern age. The second path is digital entrepreneurship. Now, I do believe that nearly anyone with the tools that are accessible to them today can build a sustainable, purpose-driven, prosperous, profitable online business. But I also recognize the reality. Not everybody wants to be the head of the spear. Not everybody wants to walk the path of an entrepreneur. And so I think the path of the entrepreneur is a way in which you can gain the benefits that come with entrepreneurship. Greater degrees of freedom, greater alignment with your purpose, spending your time and energy on work that fulfills you without needing to deal with the pressure and the stress and the self-sufficiency that is required when walking the path of the entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is the pursuit of a creative, flexible, autonomous role within a pre-existing business or company. This path allows you to engage in creative work that you enjoy without having to be responsible for the overall success of the business or company that you're working within. However, be mindful that this path also requires the development of nuanced expertise and high-value skills. If you are going to seek a position within a pre-existing business or company where you get to be creatively self-directed and autonomous, you have to bring enough value to that business or that company to warrant that. And so that's still going to require the development of expertise and high-value skills. That's still going to require you to learn, study, and implement value in a way that allows you to have autonomy within a pre-existing organization or structure. And so no matter what path you choose, that of the entrepreneur or that of the intrapreneur, there are three fundamental truths that apply, and you need to integrate these in order to walk either path successfully. Number one, a high-value skill stack is necessary. Both the entrepreneur and the intrapreneur need to be neo-polymaths. They need to be multifaceted individuals that acquire 1 to 3 primary skills that they excel at and a multitude of secondary skills that they have competence with that amplifies and elevates the effectiveness of those primary skills. This is true for the entrepreneur because it's impossible to build a successful business without doing this. There is not an entrepreneur on the planet who isn't capable of wearing a multitude of hats at any time and doesn't have a wide range of high-value skills that allow them to successfully run and operate a business. And this is true for the intrapreneur because it's that nuanced expertise, it's that high-value skill stack that separates the intrapreneur from an employee. Number two, a personal brand is a massive benefit and a borderline requirement. A personal brand allows you to do what you want, how you want, along any vertical. It doesn't matter your interest, it doesn't matter your pursuit, it doesn't matter what you're curious about, what your gifts are, what your talents are, what you want to share with the world. If you do it through the vehicle of a personal brand, you elevate your chances of success more significantly than you could ever possibly imagine. Personal brand is nothing more than solidified awareness. It's awareness of what you do and who you are. And you don't need to be famous for this to be effective, because with that solidified awareness comes greater degrees of opportunity, because every opportunity that you could ever want within the world is facilitated through the awareness of other people. They need to know who you are and what you do for you to be able to do anything with who you are and what you do. And so when you develop gravity, magnetism, and authority as a personal brand, you substantially amplify your potential for success, you increase your surface area for luck, and the levels of optionality that become available to you are significantly greater than they otherwise would be. Number three, building a network is not optional, it is mandatory. The internet is a social place, fourth spatial dimension, without border or distance. It makes the entire world accessible to you at any moment. And it also makes like-minded individuals from around the world, people that you would never have access to otherwise, accessible to you. Remember that nobody in the history of the world, but especially today, has reached the heights of success alone. The pursuit of success, no matter how you choose to define it, is, or rather has been, is, and always will be a multiplayer co-op game rather than a single-player individual game. It is a game of mutual support, being lifted up by others, and in turn, lifting others up. If you don't use the internet to build genuine connections with like-minded people on a similar path as yourself, to help each other grow, to give each other support, and to provide each other accountability, you will struggle to utilize the maximum potential that your technology can facilitate for you. And now that you understand who you need to be and how you want to narrow your focus and concentrate your time, energy, and attention, it's time to look at specifically what you need to do to rise in the new golden age and rise as a neo-polymath, a multifaceted, multi-capable, specialized generalist. The neo-polymath emerges from individuals who prefer pursuing multiple interconnected, high-value disciplines that enable them to harness the power found in the wonders of the modern world. The essence of the neo-polymath is specialized generalism, striving for excellence in a few primary skills while developing proficiency in a range of secondary skills that enhance the effectiveness and applicability of their primary skills. Through intentional acquisition and combination of specific skill sets, you empower yourself with permissionless leverage. the ability to create value without relying on external resources or the authorization of others. Instead of seeking out predefined jobs, positions, or roles, you aim to create your own opportunities by uniquely applying your combination of abilities. While there are countless skills you can develop, I believe there are 3 master skills that when you cultivate expertise in are particularly conducive to success in the modern world. And so if you prioritize these 3 skills, there is essentially no door of opportunity, success, and prosperity that doesn't become available to you. Number 1, research, the ability to effectively seek out, absorb, combine, and recontextualize information, ideas, and concepts. Mastering the ability to research provides you with continuous access to high-value inputs, and the only way to sustain high-value outputs that lead to high-value results is through the acquisition, internalization, and application of high-value inputs. But I want to clarify, the only way that this is a truly high-value skill is if you are deliberate in your research, if you are deliberate in your study. It's one thing to watch this video. It's another thing entirely to watch this video with intention, to take notes, highlight, and to put to use the information that's within it. In order to effectively research, you need to effectively apply. Always remember that knowledge alone is power potential. It is only applied knowledge that is true power. The second skill is writing, the ability to communicate information, ideas, and concepts through the written word. If you're following my advice to establish and build a personal brand, it doesn't matter what kind of content you're creating, written, audio, video, all of it is predicated on and improved through writing, right? Written script for a video, written notes for a podcast. The only potential exception to this is exclusively imagery content, right? Art and video without any kind of voice or text. But this is even changing in the modern landscape with AI technology and written prompts to visual outputs. Bottom line is writing is more valuable than it's ever been, and it's always been a high value skill. It's also one of the few skills that hits the intersection of high accessibility and high value. Many skills that are high value, such as let's say the skills that are necessary to be a professional athlete, are not highly accessible. Not everyone can develop the skills that are necessary to facilitate that outcome. Whereas most of the skills that are highly accessible tend not to be high value, right? Because they're highly accessible. If anyone can learn to do it and do it well, it's not something that can give you outlier exceptional success. Writing is one of the only abilities that almost anyone can learn to do and learn to do well. And when you learn to do it well, can open opportunities and doors to potential futures that would not be available to you otherwise, and can give you outlier exceptional levels of success. So it doesn't matter if you want to be an intrapreneur or an entrepreneur, cultivating the skill of writing is arguably one of the best possible things you can do for yourself, your present life, and your future experience. Number 3, speaking. The ability to communicate information, ideas, and concepts through spoken word. The better you are at verbally expressing your thoughts and feelings, the more capable you'll be at getting what you want out of life and achieving the type of success that you desire. Because, as I stated earlier in the video, all opportunity, all success is facilitated through other people. No person is an island, and no person gets to where they're going or where they are without the assistance, the guidance, and the support of others. And so if you're able to speak capably and effectively, that only enhances your ability to communicate and connect and resonate with others. And of course, if you're dedicated to pursuing any kind of path with video or audio, whether you want to start a YouTube channel or a podcast or both, you need the ability to speak well and articulate your thoughts and ideas well. There is no avenue that you can pursue in life where the ability to speak does not give you a significant advantage. And from these 3 primary skills come a multitude of secondary skills that you can cultivate that are natural amplifiers of these 3 primary master skills. These are the ones that I would encourage you to focus on cultivating and developing. 1, content creation, the ability to convey your message in a concise, meaningful, and resonant way appropriate to the medium and platform. This is the medium through which your message is channeled. Number 2, content production, the ability to operate the tools, software, and technologies needed for the delivery and distribution of content. This includes social media platforms, writing tools, and video and audio editing softwares. This is how you attract awareness to your message. 3, offer creation, the ability to conceptualize, plan, and create offers that are personally fulfilling and valuable to your customers and clients. This is where your content, which you provide for free, should lead people to. This also applies to entrepreneurship, as your offer is the value you have to provide to a business you might work within. 4, sales and marketing, the ability to persuade, influence, and convince prospects that your offer is transformative and worth investing in. This is how you use your skills in writing and speaking to convey the value provided by your offers. Number 5, back-end sequencing, the ability to operate the tools, software, and technologies needed to automate and scale your brand and business. This includes newsletter software, landing page builders, and analytics. This is how you automate and scale. While many of these skills can be outsourced, and while I do recommend everybody eventually gets to a point where their time, energy, and attention is exclusively spent within their zone of genius, I still highly encourage you to work your way around understanding and at least developing competence within each one of these skills. Not only will that make you better at outsourcing these skills if you choose to do so, because you'll understand what good work looks like by utilizing these skills, but it will also make sure that you never have to be reliant on anybody or anything else for your success. You will be a completely autonomous individual with the skill sets and capabilities that you've developed. Now, to acquire proficiency with these skills or any skills you choose to develop, there are 3 fundamental steps you need to follow. No matter what stage you're in the process of developing your skill sets, it doesn't matter. These 3 steps will always apply. They're just as relevant to the beginner as they are to the seasoned master. Number 1, setting a clear intention. Defining the what and where of your ideal life, the who of your ideal self, the how that brings it all together in the form of your ideal work. If you want help, if you want guidance on this, I have a series of 3 videos that are in a playlist on my channel called How to Create Clarity in Your Life. These 3 videos are designed specifically to help you set a clearer intention than you've ever had before. I promise if you go through that material and you study it and you apply it, you will have an awareness of what you want, who you want to be, and what you need to do that you've never had before. 2, commitment of focused attention. Focused attention is the bridge that allows the essence and vision of your internal world to interact with, shape, and change your experienced life within the external world. There is no getting to where you're going without the ability to sit down, focus, and pay attention to what you need to learn, to what you need to apply, and to what you need to do in order to achieve and to bring to life the idea of success that you have in your mind's eye, to bring it from the internal of desire and intention to the external world of it being your experienced reality. Number 3, consistency and effective action. This is identifying and engaging both the primary and secondary skills that you need to crystallize your vision in the world through practice, application, and repetition, and following that pattern day after day, week after week, month after month. There is no getting to where you're going without consistency in your action and striving to continuously make the actions you take more and more effective in execution. Ultimately, the path to becoming a successful value creator boils down to how you approach the world and nurture your own personal growth within it. Embrace your natural curiosity and desire to learn and understand more about the reasons behind things and your own place in relation to them. Continuously test what you learn and challenge your existing beliefs to ensure their validity. Make sure that everything in your worldview and belief system has earned its place. Finally, just a few more tips to help guide you in your journey and to help benefit you in your journey. Don't just use your senses, refine them. Learn to hear rather than listen, to see rather than look, to feel rather than touch. Recognize that your sensory connection to the world, your physical tether to the world around you, can be and is one of your most valuable teachers. And if you open yourself up in your sensory experience to the insight and wisdom that is innate in the field of information that exists all around you, in the form of the physical world, in the form of the natural world, insight and inspiration, the solutions to problems, epiphanies, realizations, they will become second nature to you. Embrace uncertainty, paradox, and tension. Train your mind to remain as flexible and as adaptable as possible. When you have a mind that can bend without breaking, you'll be able to navigate any circumstance or situation you may find yourself in within life. You won't be too rigid in the realm of logic and reason to never think outside of the box, and you won't be so imaginative and so, I guess you could say, delusional that you're not grounded in anything real. The most effective individuals are those who learn to walk the middle path, the line between the world of logic and the world of imagination, and harness the powers of both to act, live, and create optimally within the world. And so balance your perception within reason and logic, but never close yourself off to the magic, wonder, and spontaneity of extraordinary experiences that only exist within the realm of imagination. Think holistically. Remember that connections are ever present and always present, even if they aren't immediately obvious, and sometimes especially when they're not immediately obvious. Always push the boundaries of your own knowledge and understanding. Challenge what you think you know and what others think they know. Never hesitate to theorize, attempt to advance and seek new ways of understanding within the fields and realms of knowledge that you find yourself drawn to and curious about, because that is the path to the innovative thinking that is necessary for the productive and creative capability required of the new golden age. Follow these guidelines, and the future, my friend, I promise, will belong to you. Much love. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.